Well, amazing how quick your mood can turn out here. I was a little worried at first, but now I'm in a really good mood. Had a couple of smokies, had a cup of soup, and then now I'm boiling water and I'll make a big pot of tea. And I went for a little walk, so I found where I think the trail is, and it's not that big a deal anyways. I mean, I have a bivouac permit, so this is a very wild area. I'm free to stay anywhere I want. I had a plan to go 35 kilometers in a couple of days and then explore a valley called the Castlegar Valley and then come back out. It's obviously not a trail that's taken very often, so I might not get there, but I'm gonna have fun exploring. And now I'm just gonna sit here. I got my faithful companion, Tikka. She's a good dog. And I'm gonna have a tea and I'm just gonna contemplate life. It just doesn't get any better than this. I mean, I gotta listen to this. I got a stream going by. Listen. Totally amazing.
It's 5:05. Had a great sleep, no rain all night, and now it starts to rain. For Christ's sake. The rain already stopped, so it was a fast, rapid rain. That I can live with. Fire starter in the bottom and just pile on all these dead branches and it'll go. Nothing fancy. I'm in a hurry. I want my coffee. I want my coffee. The beauty is that the sun should get up right about there. The sun is up technically. And it'll just dry everything, hopefully, you know. Wow, what a disappointment. Just you know, a little bit of rain at the last minute, all night long dry, just enough to make the morning miserable. Not quite. So the wind's coming this way and blue sky over there. I can feel the breeze now. I know for a fact that up that way is Michelle Lake and up that way is Lake of the Falls, which are kind of like in Cirque. So whoever's at Lake of the Falls today, and I'm sure there's people there, they're waking up in a cloud and they might stay wet for a while longer. Whereas here in this valley, the wind's pushing the clouds. Nice. Not enough. Right there. Right in the smoke. You can move, please. You can move. You can move. You're in the way. She always thinks the food is for her. Just a little bit of heaven. Put that back on there, and there's enough in there for an oatmeal and another coffee. She can smell something. She does that on the trail once in a while. She'll smell something and then she'll just take off. And sometimes I'll even see what she's smelling. She'll smell a squirrel or something, but she definitely has a sense of smell that we do not. And when she takes off like this exploring, that's interesting. could have brought one more bag of food for Tikka. I only brought her 4 bags of 2 scoops each, and that's her daily ration. And so we've been gone for 5 days, or we'll be gone for 5 days. Sure, she ate a big breakfast when we left the house, but she's working out more here, so kind of a mistake on my part. But I gave her a little bit of my Alpine Air yesterday and pieces of my Smoky and trail mix and stuff like that. So she's like me. We're not, none of us are going to suffer. I mean, I'm not eating 2,000 calories out here, but like most humans, I can afford, you know, a little bit of extra output, and it's not going to hurt me. You know, I can go on a calorie shortage for 4 or 5 days and it ain't going to hurt me as long as I got lots of water. I love how nature regenerates itself. You know, this is a floodplain, so potentially the river could overflow its banks and flow all through here, and you get big trees like this that survive and others that don't. But then over time, all these little pines are taking root everywhere. And so nature has just this remarkable way of regenerating itself. These are pine cones, and check that out. Like, so inside there are the seeds. So this cone will have like hundreds of seeds, and the squirrels love the seeds. That's just a kid in me. Who doesn't like playing with fire or throwing rocks in a creek or pieces of wood and watching them drift down? And trust me, there's burnt wood everywhere here, and it's not from campers, it's from lightning strikes and mini little fires all over the place. Fire is out. Good and out. 7:30. Let's go. Somebody came here. Huh. Just come through the waterfall camp, and there's 2 tents and everybody's still sleeping. It is 8:09. Late risers, I guess. Well, somebody took an interesting spot. Come on. Good girl. Good girl. So, just passed another tent there at the boundary. So like I said earlier in the video, you can travel a popular trail and technically not, and go solo but not be alone very often. Now I was traveling in the same direction as everyone 2 days ago, so everybody was behind me. Now I left a couple of days early. You know, I left on Wednesday. Everybody headed out for the weekend on Thursday, Friday.
So now I'm traveling back, and so far I've encountered 2 campsites with tents. Mind you, it's 9:30 and people aren't even up yet. 3 hours of walking and about 10 kilometers, so you know, with a couple of breaks, 3.3 kilometers an hour is a pretty good pace. It's my usual pace. Last look at Entry Creek. There's a party here somewhere. A nice option is to hike here from the trailhead. It's about 6 kilometers. Base camp at Entry Creek and then just go visit Lake of the Falls as a day trip, and then come back and maybe go visit Landslide as another day trip. That's always nice. Just got recognized by a couple of kids, young guys in their early 20s on their way to Lake of the Falls. Say they watch my videos and I inspire them. I get that a lot, which is a really fantastic thing to hear, and one of my missions, definitely, to introduce people to this sport and make them think about going places they wouldn't otherwise go. So only issue is they had a dog with them. Very young dog, very aggressive puppy. Sometimes that's because they're on the leash. Tikka's 9, she's seen it all. She's just like, whatever. He lunged at her, but got to the end of his leash. Tikka didn't even phase. Alright, last 2.5 kilometers. Can crush this in about 45 minutes, and we'll take a drive home. Had to adjust the boots a little bit. Sometimes when they get wet, they stretch a bit and they feel uncomfortable, and my foot was feeling too tight in them. So what I do is I loosen the lower portion and then I tighten the top portion, and that gives me the ankle support, but a loose boot kind of, which is okay when I'm just walking on this kind of pounded in flat terrain. I tend to change my style of how I lace my boots a bit depending on the terrain. If I'm doing a lot of climbing, I really like them on tight, and same with going downhill, but this is like sidewalk walking, very hard. Well, that passes the time. I just sort of stumbled into a group of, I would call them seniors, that are doing a day hike, and we're all about 2 kilometers from the car, and they're all as a group, and I sort of crammed into them, and everybody loves Tikka, so I was just walking with them and talking, and that really makes the time go by. Really makes the time go by. Anyways, this trip is coming to an end. I feel it now. I'm in the last 500 yards or so. I recognize everything. I hear the heliport, I hear the noise of the highway. And my feet are sore. Okay, I've said that before. No matter what, no matter if I go 5 kilometers or 20 kilometers in a day, my feet know when it's the last 500 meters and they get sore. So I'm getting very close. Listen, noise of helicopters. We're back into civilization. Hope you guys enjoyed this. I haven't done a solo hike in a while, a good one. So this was a good solo hike. Me and Tikka showed you a wonderful place. Give me some comments, some feedback, subscribe for sure, give me some likes, and Martyupnorth signing off, telling you to do this and get off the beaten path. Holy shit, this is insane. Wow. 20 plus cars in a parking lot. Completely nuts, man. Completely nuts. This is what happens. People want to hike, so you gotta give them the opportunities. Tikka, sit, sit, sit. Tikka, sit. Sit, my girl. Give the paw. High five. Good girl. High five.